What's good with Choi Young? I'm just gonna jump into this video. Boys. Hey man, I'm coming at y'all with some light. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming at you boys with some light. You feel me? Some slight. You know what I'm saying? Now, this topic is really interesting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go in detail, but a lot of people don't go in detail. You feel me? A lot of people still have to do their research on this topic. You feel me? A lot of people do like really have to go in their deep research of this topic. You feel me? Because a lot of people nowadays are talking about self-love, but do they understand what love is? Do they really understand what love is? Or they just have this concept of love that when you share affection to somebody else, is that their concept of love? But that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. You feel me? Now, of course, I had to do my research. You feel me? I had to do my little research. You feel me? Now, Europeans finally said that word right. Europeans 5,000 years ago described the word love as care and desire. Right? When love was incorporated into Old English, right, as lufu or lofu, however you want to pronounce it, it turned into both a noun to describe deep affection and its offspring verb to be very fond of. Right? Now check this out. When you see a lot of people today in relationships, right? You think, or you may look at them like, damn, that person loves them, right? That person really loves them. Or are they just living the social media life, the social media relationship type, right? Think to yourself, what is love? What is it? Is it an entity? Is it something that just here? Like, what is love? That's what we're gonna find out in this video. Now, do you truly, do you truly, do you truly understand what love is? Can you understand, overstand, and understand what love is? Do you understand what self-love is? Do you understand what unconditional love is? Do you understand what love is in general? You feel me? The only way you can understand what love is, unconditional love, self-love, love in general, is if you go within. Is if you take the journey within yourself. That's the only way you can know what love is. You have to take the journey within yourself. Because a lot of people think they love people. A lot of people think that they're showing love. A lot of people think that they're giving love. But in fact, they can't love themselves. So they actually, in reality, they're giving fake love. They're giving other people a piece of them. But in order for you to love, to feel love, to show love, go within. Yeah, I know. I know. I got a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? I know I got a brick wall. I got the Hall of Fame badges. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take the journey within to experience the unconditional love, self-love, experience. I mean, etc. You have to go within. You have to take the journey within. You have to feel love within yourself. Now, once you understand what love is by taking the journey within yourself, you will look at the world differently. You will see the world you will see this world totally different for what it is. You feel me? Like I said, the only way you can understand what love is if you go take the journey within yourself, right? Experiencing that unconditional love will definitely change you as a person. It will change the way you think, feel, act, respond to things, everything. Remember what I said. Thoughts influences emotions, and the more thoughts you have, influence get. I mean, strengthens your emotions, and the more your emotions you have, the more thoughts, the more you generate thoughts based on your emotions. So if you feel love and you think love, vice versa, you begin to experience love within. That's the only way you can experience love. That's the only way you can have love is if you experience it by within, by going within. That's the only way you can experience love, by going within yourself. That's the only way. You can't give love if you can't feel love. You feel me? Yeah. So remember that unconditional love. Well, note this. That unconditional love is God's love, right? Once you experience God's love by going within, it will definitely change you. Little story time. Now, I probably said this in one of my videos, but I'm gonna tell you a story time of a meditation session that I had a couple of weeks ago, or probably like last month, whatever. So I was meditating, right? And I was listening to 528 hertz frequency, frequency of love, attracting love, positive energy, etc. Right? All that good stuff, right? So I was meditating. Sorry, when I was meditating, I was beginning to, I was thinking love. I was, and then the more I started to think love, the more I started to feel love. You feel me? And the more I started to feel love, the more I started to generate more thoughts based on how I was feeling. So then I began to visualize loving things, right? So I was meditating. I was relaxed. Like my hands felt super heavy. I was heavy. I meditate with my hands on my knees like that when I cross-legged. So my hands were super relaxed. My legs were super relaxed. I was barely breathing. Like when I'm in a super relaxed state, bro. I'm barely breathing, bro. Like I'm taking short breaths, like that. Well, I don't know if you heard it, but I'm taking like really short breaths, and I don't get tired. I don't have to do that shit. You feel me? Because I'm super relaxed, so I don't have to take full breaths. You feel me? So I'm super relaxed. You feel me? So I started to visualize loving things, and one of my visions, I could not make this up. I was in the clouds. I was above the clouds. The sun shining, sexy, beautiful. You guys already know how much I love my son. You feel me? So I was in the clouds. The sun was just shining down on me, right? I saw one horse, one white horse, running towards me, right? But it was in a distance, of course. So I saw one white horse running towards me, right? But the closer it got, the more horses began to appear behind the first horse. So the closer it got to me, the more horses appeared. And then next thing you know, it was a whole slew of white horses, right? And on the first horse that was coming towards me, it was a man on a horse. It was probably Jesus, cause he was you know it was a white guy with how Jesus looked, a white guy with long hair, dressed in a white robe or whatever. You feel me? It was a guy on the first horse. He came up to me, and I hopped on a horse. Right, I hopped on a horse. This man turned around, placed his hand on my heart. When he placed his hands on my heart, that's when I felt it. This man placed his hand on his. This man placed his hand on my heart. It's like he sucked all that negative energy out of me. Like when he sucked it out, it was like a dark cloud just floating in the air. Like he balled it up and threw it away. I could not make this shit up. He he just like balled it up in it like a little cloud, like paper, balled it up, threw it away, and we just continued to ride on. And my physical body, do you know how many tears came down my face? Do you know how many tears came down my face? That was the most beautiful experience I ever had. Beautiful experience ever had. And now I try so hard to have that same experience. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna force it. You feel me? But the fact that once you experience that type of love, that type of energy within, you begin to love yourself. Then the more you love yourself, the more you naturally love other things, other people, etc. But you have to love yourself first. You have to take the journey within, find out who you truly are, experience experience God's love. You feel me? You have to. That's the only way you can have self love. That's the only way you can give love, by going within yourself, loving yourself first. How can you possibly love somebody else if you can't love yourself first? Because the more you love other people and not yourself, I mean you are giving pieces of you to them. You're breaking yourself. You are disconnecting the pieces from yourself. But once you reconnect your pieces back to yourself, you become whole. And then once you become whole, you become everything. So, and I kind of wrote this down too. So, like I said, by going within, experience that self love. Now, like I said, it's got, like, what is love, right? Is it just an entity waiting, roaming around on Mother Earth, right? And catching it, going within, self love. Now, self love is when you start to love your imperfections. Is when you start to love your perfect imperfections. By doing that, going within. I cannot stress this shit enough. You have to go within to start loving yourself. Simple. Learn how to meditate, eat healthy, sun gaze, moon gaze. Get your ass in nature, homie. Take your socks and shoes off and feel that grass and dirt between your toes, homie. You feel me? I'm starting to walk in my grass every day. You feel me? Every day. And I feel way better. You feel me? I feel way better. If I'm down, I go out in nature with my socks and shoes off, and I walk in the grass and I talk to her. And I feel way better about myself. You feel me? Now, our bodies, I'm gonna hit you guys with a little science. Our bodies have positive ions, right? When we feel an emotion, it generates more positive ions, right? But since Mother Earth, nature, or well, Earth rather, since it's filled with negative ions that we need, Mother Earth is filled with negative ions. So the more we connect to Mother Earth, the more negative ions we have. And the more negative ions we have, the more we feel good about ourselves. And the more we feel good about ourselves, the more we start loving our perfect imperfections. And the more we start loving our perfect imperfections, the more you can say that, oh, I have self-love. Simple. Slight work. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little story time. I'm trying not to make this video too long. I'm gonna give you guys a little story time about me, right? Now, as you see, I'm a sexy two-tone. I'm the sexiest two-tone nigga on this planet. Both hands. Both hands. I'm the sexiest two-tone nigga on the planet. You feel me? But when I was younger, right? You get that awkward feeling when you know somebody's staring at you, right? when you walk into a building or school, you know when somebody is staring at you, especially them little kids. It's something about them little kids we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Because they be the main motherfuckers that be staring at you. And you look at them and they be staring dead in your face, knowing, like, I see you, like, I see you, see me, see you. You feel me? And they continue to stare in your face. 444. I'll just throw 444. Let's get it. You know how we rocking, baby. But but and you we start to feel some like sense of awkwardness, sense of out of place, feel like you don't belong. You feel me? And you start to feel a little like more insecure about yourself. You feel me? I was that guy. You feel me? Because I had a lot of people stare at me when I walk into a building, especially school. You know, I had some times where people, pick on me about my lips, whatever, about my skin. You feel me? So I started to feel a little insecure about myself. You feel me? I did. But now that I look back at it, I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did because I'm different. I'm unique. I'm glad that I don't look like everybody else. I'm glad in the skin I am. I'm glad I look different. I don't want to be like nobody else. I don't want to look the same like other people. You feel me? Because everybody nowadays just want to be the same. So I'm glad I'm different. I'm glad I'm two-tone. I'm the sexiest two-tone nigga alive on the planet, on this earth. You feel me? So now that I look back at it, that shit don't phase me no more. It really don't phase me no more. You can talk bad about me, about my skin, all you want. At the end of the day, the more you talk bad about other people, is the more you're gonna feel bad about yourself. Because note this: if you talk bad to other people, that means their emotions have to go through you to get to them. So if you talking to them, that means you're gonna talk about yourself. You're talking about yourself. You feel me? So if you hate somebody, that means you hate yourself. You feel me? If you talking hate on somebody, just know that hatred energy is going through you first before it gets to them. So that means you gonna feel it more than they do. Simple. You feel me? So the more we begin to feel love within ourselves, the more you can say I have self-love. And with that being said, Illuminati gang, Illuminati X, you know what I'm saying? Illuminati X signing out. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And see you guys in the next video. Peace.